Computer appears to be frozen up.
Uh-oh. I'll be right back.
It's like it says it's. I hit the go live button and it's supposed to be thinking about it.
Supposed to almost be fucking maybe thinking about it?
Yeah, it shows the thinking button is frozen.
Huh.
I hit it on the second go live button that you gotta hit. And I'm afraid to touch anything else now.
Alright, let me one fucking second.
I don't
That's right, I wonder
think...
You think? We there? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right. So that went live. He froze. I was in the tent. Hey, we got this. Hold on one second. Do. We'll take that off. I guess I'll put this back on. Oh, yep, he went. Oh, so how is everybody doing this evening? I'm sure Caribou will be back momentarily, but let me see if I can get this fixed up here. All right. Okay, come on. All right. Do this.
If I ever get out of this house alive, gonna set the whole goddamn place on fire. Forget about the past, the future won't last. Pretend that these stones were not meant to be thrown. If I ever get wise without putting in time, never have the fear of being alive. Forget about the past, the future won't last. Pretend that these stones were not meant to be thrown. If I ever get out of this house alive, gonna set the whole goddamn place on fire.
Woohoo! Here we are. I have no distinct topics. I've already talked to y'all this morning, so I hope Caribou can make it back. But if not, how y'all doing out there? How y'all been doing this evening, this day? What the fuck is everybody smoking on? Hey, there's a Caribou. I got to get my chat popped out here.
Well, that was effed up.
I was just like, oh, this is convenient. I'm in there trying to get my tent work done real quick during the intro. And then I'm like, things went quiet. He said he hit the live button. I come back and it's streaming. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, no, that was weird because I hit the live button and then you got to hit the live button twice to start the show, and on the second one, it's still showing on my screen. Actually, I see that right there. That's what my screen looks like still. I hit the go live button and it did that, and I'm like, what the hell? I can hear you making noise on the other end, and you and me are talking, and it's like, okay, well, like, are we streaming? And I go into YouTube and on my phone, I'm like, okay, well, my phone says that, yes, we are streaming. Turn the sound up. Can't hear a fucking thing because there's nobody talking. It's like, oh my God, this is.
Hey, would it be any different if we weren't fucking up streams, man? I mean, there's something to be said with consistency, and there are two consistent things in these here YouTubes: is we gonna show up and we're gonna fuck up. So, you know, they always told me the best way to fucking be the best at your job is just show up and fuck up as much as you can. So here we are, fucking killing it.
Making it look good though.
Yeah, making it look damn good, I think.
All right, I gotta. So my volume, I can hear you, but not great. But I got to get you plugged in before the phone dies, because clearly my computer is not playing games with me. Or, well, no, computer is playing games. That's the problem. Bear with me as I figure this shit. Fuck, I was in there like all nice and early and stuff. Thought I was doing everything all right. And, how's everything going? How's life as a cyborg?
Fucking, it's interesting. Definitely interesting, man. It's the worst part is they're gonna fucking yank it back out tomorrow now. So
Okay, now you've had this thing in for a bit now, and have had a bit of a chance to play with it. I'm guessing. Do you want it in, or would you rather them get it the fuck out? Like, what's your thought?
within the first few hours of having it in, I was like, this'll work. It made a big difference. Huge difference. Like,
So what?
from the point.
So
Go ahead.
what is next then? Are they like refitting you for another, or is it just a temporary thing and that's all it ever was meant to be? Or
This was kind of to see how I reacted to it, how everything worked, if it was going to work for me. And since I guess they can temporarily do it, they just throw it in. The next one is a little more evasive. They kind of attach it to the spine and shit next time. So
okay,
yeah, so the next one's it's yeah. So they could do this one nice and easy. It's a pain in the ass on me, dude. I haven't been able to take a shower in a week. You got to do the whole fucking wash your ass down with like the wipes thing. And I got this fucking girdle I'm wearing that just is killing me. That's driving me fucking insane. Kind of like having a cast, except not.
yeah.
But no, it's really helped with a lot of the fucking leg pains and shit. Even just being able to sit down here and talk to you guys in these shows and shit. It's been a huge help.
That's
And
great to hear.
yeah, even more so, they're going to be able to dial it in more, so it'll be even more helpful. So
Better.
yeah. So yeah, man. Cheers to fucking modern technology. I'll tell you what, it's definitely interesting.
It's one of those things where like modern medicine and shit like that gets a lot of shit talking and naysaying and stuff like that. Like, and yeah, I get it to some extent, but fuck, it does amazing things when you think of the lifespan of what we used to live to until like we were old, like 100 years ago, or 200 years ago, we are old men.
Yeah.
Fucking on death's door down near at our early 40s. And here
Yep.
we are, fucking 70s, 80s. Fuck, you get the lucky ones that are on into their hundreds and shit like that. And then also the quality of life. There's that, because that's the other thing. Who the fuck would want to live into their 90s or hundreds if you're just like riddled with, say, arthritis or, like, fuck, man, how many surgeries have you had since I've known you?
Me? Oh
Yeah.
fuck, I had a lot. I mean, they did my elbows and my wrists and my neck and my back once. So
Yeah, like that's nuts. And this is all from a lifetime of hard work for the maybe two of you that haven't been around long enough to know that you're basically, when you're looking at us on the panel, you're looking at a crew of laborers of various sorts, but guys that have busted ass their whole lives. And this is the tolls it'll take on you. Now, I'm fortunate. My body's fucked, but not on your level. I am, knock on wood. I've never had a surgery in my life beyond my wisdom teeth, which I don't think that technically it counts, but it's not something that you count as surgery, right? And hope it continues, but it's fuck. I went this last weekend that we went through was absolute hell for me. My back was just completely blown up and out of nowhere. I did nothing other than maybe sleep funny on Thursday night and spent all weekend pretty much in my climbing harness because it'll suck my hips together towards my spine and hold that shit in when I'm trying to stand up. I pulled my stomach muscles over the weekend trying to compensate because you know how it is with like you're going over and your back's like, oh, and you're trying to get off that back pain like instantly and you don't have the strength to do it. And I pulled stomach muscles. Like, so to think of like the kind of shit that you go through where, you know, that back pain I went through for the weekend, what didn't require surgery and it was only a few days, right? Today I was back at it, you know, so
Right. I got to explain the girdle to J5. It's not like anything weird. They've got a battery pack here, fucking strapped to me, and it's got some leads that are plugged into my fucking spine right now. And those leads are now like fucking, you know, they're stitched and they're fucking taped and they're girdled so that they don't move or shift or anything because they're just kind of free floating in my spinal canal at the moment. So yeah, that's why. It's just so that those leads don't get pulled out and messed up, fucked up. But no, it's interesting. I don't. You got to take a long look and think about it, man. You know, like I don't like the chemical stuff, right? Never have been, never. That's just always something. Uh, but I mean, our bodies function in two ways, right? Fucking chemically and electronically. So why am I okay with them fucking up the other way and not one way, you know? It's just interesting. You know? It seems a lot more simple to just kind of fucking use like the little bit of like shock therapy to fucking kind of kill the signal, right? Like in essence it's all just a signal. So
to my way of thinking, it makes sense. Before I'd ever visited a chiropractor, I'd always heard the stories of like, oh, you go to see them and then you got to keep going back. And you got to keep going back, you know, almost like a fucking crack addict or something like that. I didn't understand body mechanics and stuff like that until I had my sciatic nerve fire up on me out of nowhere. And after about 8, 9 months of limping around a sawmill, the guys I worked with were like, dude, go see a chiropractor. Worst thing that's going to happen is nothing. And I was like, okay, yeah, that kind of
right.
makes sense. And then the part where it takes reoccurring visits, what the people don't tell you is that when you're fucking twisted and mangled, one visit, it takes more than one visit because you've got to go back. And it's, if they were to take your spine that looks like a fucking question mark and straighten that in one go, you'd be paralyzed.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, shit would be all fuckered up.
yeah, like, you know, so that's and like the first time I visited a chiropractor, like he took the X-rays of my spine, which I was like, oh, they actually do this. I've been to other chiropractors since that don't do that, so it must have been a good one I was seeing. But he's showing me exactly what's going on. He's like, oh, see, it's your top vertebrae up by your neck. It's spun this way a little bit, and then shows it's the chain reaction going down your spine. And after 2 to 3 weeks, I was feeling a lot better than I was for the last 9 months. And it took about 3 months worth of visits before I got my life pretty well fully back and wasn't walking with a painful limp anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I get it. So, that's nerve pain where you get the shooting electrical impulses and stuff like that is where I was trying to come around to on this one. I got a good understanding of that and how, well, I'm sure not as extreme as the shit that you're dealing with. There's times where, like, holy fuck, if you could just dial the extremity, how extreme that is down, or hit the delete button altogether. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's kind of exactly what this goddamn chair. Whew, that one was almost scary. Uh, that's kind of one of those what it does. From going to the point where I used to tell people like uh, current things is feeling like I've got two bad hips and somebody's sticking a dagger in my groin, And then as you go down when you walk, you can't like it feels like the backs of your legs are tearing apart, and then it just goes to a foot that you can't even fucking feel. It's weird. You get that weird fucking numb. It's it's way more uncomfortable to have something you kind of can't feel than when it hurts. Oddly enough. It's very odd, but like you said, to have them just fucking dialed down. I mean, the reason you use the painkillers, it's a painkiller, right? It doesn't numb, it doesn't do anything. It just helps numb the pain, and that's what the weed does. That's what the fucking electrical pulses do. So they just kind of fucking knock it out. But this shit works really good. Like really good. It is interesting though when you take the pain away, it feels more like your fucking shit's just exhausted.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I got
interesting.
theories on that because your body's like so tensed up at all times trying to fight that soreness and shit like that. Like it sounds like it's like almost an entire body thing for you. And then when that finally goes away, you're just whew.
Yeah.
I could think of a few times where I had one time I had a toothache for fucking like 4 or 5 days, I think it was, before I could get into a dentist. And it was like I didn't sleep for that entire time. But as soon as they gave me the shot of Novocaine and the pain started to dull, they ended up giving me like 3 or 4 shots in that tooth. But I was sleeping by the time they were done. Like I was just kind of, like, oh my God, I'm not miserable. Just like it feels good not to be ouch. I just,
Right.
uh,
Yeah. That's exactly it, man. You feel that, and you're just like, holy shit. Like, whew.
yeah.
But then the other thing is, good old fucking ADHD. I mean, that shit takes no fucking breaks. So the second you feel good enough to want to do something, you're gonna fucking go out and do some. So just something like going to walk around the fucking store with the old lady, right? I'm fucking cruising along now. It's like, get the fuck out of my way. We got places to, I ain't got nowhere to be, but I haven't walked in forever, just to go
Yeah.
out and walk places. Yeah, so if the wife's like, all right, fucking calm it down a little bit there, nerd. Like, yeah, you're not fixed or anything. You just feel a little better. And I was like, I know, but we gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's yesterday. I was up on the skateboard again, and the old lady was just like, oh, like ready to pull her hair out because she saw me all fucked up all weekend, and like Friday till Sunday morning, I basically spent in bed or on the couch. I didn't do much of anything, and then she's like, "Well, you're just now starting to feel better." It's like, "Well, we're waiting for pizza. There's a pizza place, again, just across there, right there, and then the skate park was 200 meters away, yards away. We had to go check that out. Abigail had never been to a skate park before. Wasn't gonna let my kids skate alone at the skate park, So lucky we were the only ones there because we would have looked silly with longboards at the skate park.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just kind of fucking keeping up on fucking chat a little bit.
Oh, I gathered that.
Yeah. But dude, that's so cool. How'd she like the skate park?
We weren't there long, so I think intimidated probably is the best way to put it. She
Yeah.
didn't really we were there maybe 10 minutes. So like I said, we were waiting for pizza and then coming home, sort of thing. And yeah, give her a bit more time because she like trying to go down ramps and shit like that. You get oh, sorry, I just got a message from my boss. Apparently I'm doing an air brakes course July 26th and 27th. Cool.
Air brakes, huh?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, that means they want me to drive a bigger truck.
Yo, that means more responsibility.
I know.
Fucking usually air brakes around us comes with a special fucking license too. So are you already licensed that way?
No,
or
I don't even
doesn't?
have a regular class 7 or whatever. I got this stupid end fucking magnet that I have to drive around on. And I can get rid of it in September, and I fucking hope like hell that I can because it's I just got that ticket for driving without insurance there like a month and a half, 2 months ago. If I get another ticket within 2 years of that, I'll lose my fucking license for 3 months again. Now, I don't remember if y'all remember the last time this happened, about 2 years ago, I think it was, when I lost my fucking license and managed to get through the entire summer. I wasn't willing to surrender my license for the summer because we had Megadeth tickets, Old Eat tickets, a whole bunch of really cool shit planned. Shaggy and TLC, I think, were in there. And yeah, I went through this. But what I've also found out is don't fuck around with shit like that, especially if the vehicle is insured in your name, because the police scanners will pick that shit up. I've been nailed twice exactly that way now. This summer I speak of, when I was prohibited from driving, I allegedly did a lot of driving, well, prohibited, knowingly. One time we went to a concert in Prince George that was put on by a brewery, so it makes sense that there's might be roadblocks and shit like that, or police checkpoints and shit like that. So I asked my mom to drive my car, and she did. And coming out of the venue, we got fucking nailed, and it was fast. Like what the hell? Like, and we weren't speeding or anything. That comes up. One of the first things he asks is Brad in the car? Yep. Oh, we're just checking. Says here he's got a prohibited license. So wow. And then the other one just a few weeks ago there, month and a half, whatever it was, driving without insurance, which here in BC, you are required by law apparently to have liability insurance through a government insurance corporation. Um, and for all your theft, fucking vandalism, all the other shit that I can't think of right now, you can go through private. It's much cheaper, etc. So I went that route and wanted the one for the government. It expired and didn't keep going. The other two kept going. And had I paid more attention to my banking info, I would have been aware of this. However, I did not pay enough attention to this and realize that I had an extra bit of cash in there every month. I wasn't coming out, and their scanner picked that shit up fast. He had somebody else pulled over. It must have been the end of his stop with this guy. But I slowed down, pulled out around, moved out around, and went around a corner and looked in my rearview mirror, and he was fucking on me. There may or may not have been a joint in my hand at the time. Fuck me, that was terrifying. Yeah, so there's a few games I don't play anymore after that one. You're on mute.
Anyway, I was just lately. It seems like a thing too. I've been getting a little heavy in the foot myself, and places where I don't normally. And then I look down, and I'm like, right, you better fucking back it up, because I am not somebody who's ever had great luck when it came to driving in the forces that would like to not let me keep driving. So, as I've gotten older, I've gotten better, but I can't let it slip, man.
Yeah, it's me. Is I'm actually trying to practice a little bit. Like I'm usually here in BC at least. 10 kilometers over the speed limit is usually fine. I know people that'll do say 15 to 17 kilometers over is fine as well. I've never had a cop give me an issue with 10 over, so that's typically what I do. But seeing how there's potentially a couple trips to America here coming up in the real near future, and knowing that I live in a country where cannabis is federally legal, I can bring weed in my car from my place I live all the way across the country. And as long as I'm not smoking it while driving, et cetera, keep it good and packed back, yeah, all that shit, I got nothing to worry about. Now, it's real easy for me to go from that kind of situation to being in the States with a bunch of friends of mine and unknowingly cross a state border, and all of a sudden you're in fuck around and find out land, and I done found out they're all hard way. That's a very real fucking paranoia type thought to me, right? So what's the first thing you do when you don't want to get nailed by the cops? Don't fucking speed. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
Don't give them a reason to look at you, and that is the number one thing that'll cause them to look at you. So I've been looking at maps pretty steady now. I was actually going to wait until the passports actually show up before I talk about this again. I got kind of let the cat out of the bag there on Sunday, but it sounds like there's, fuck, we'll put it at like 98% chance that the old lady and I will be at boot camp this year for this one. We're just waiting on passports. We did all that yesterday, but we were told 2 to 3 weeks they should be here. We got 2 months. So, we should be good in that. And but ever since Clay, I don't know if he's in live chat, but if he is, shout out to him because it was him that kind of fucking lit the fire under my ass to get this one in there. It's since that conversation, I'm looking at Google Maps all over the place because if we're already doing this drive, right, we're in Toronto, which is 10 hours away. We're driving to Toronto already. Fuck, what's another 10 hours? Rome, Ohio, and Toronto is about the same distance back to my place. There's a difference of about 2 to 3 hours, which, once again, when you're driving 40 hours each way, 2 to 3 hours isn't really that big of a deal.
No.
So I showed you, in fact, I had all these, man, I had Google Maps, like 5 Google Maps screens opened up on my saved on my computer before it froze up on me that I could have showed you all and everything too, of all these different ways getting through the states. Because I'm sure there's probably a few states that are more fuck around and find outish than others and shit like that. And you know,
Yeah, and I don't keep track enough anymore. I'm finding the stay in my own lane kind of fucking zone, like so it's like I've stopped looking into a lot of what's going on. There's just so much fuckery with all of it. Federal legalization. Between states and federal and blah blah nothing. That it's just until something even attempts to become harmonious. It's just a waste of my time. So I'm not up on it like I used to be. Like when I first met you guys and stuff like that. So. But
so
right, that's a thing. Yeah, it definitely would be good to get on top of, you know, with this trip for sure.
yeah. So this is gonna be a huge trip. Like, not just like, hey, we're coming down. We'll be at boot camp. We're really looking forward to that. But this whole journey is going to be about a 10,000 kilometer trip, possibly more. I think that's probably about 6,500 miles would be my guess, somewhere around there, for our American friends. And I'm trying to meet as many people as humanly possible on this, with also the thought of, fucking, do I, being that it'll be the first or second time really ever into the States, and especially as an adult, where once again, the very real chances of crossing a state line and getting nailed with something you don't want. Part of me is like, I've said this to you, Fluff, is just like, I just want to beeline the fuck for Canada, get the fuck out of here once we turn for home, right? Like, quickest way back to my border where I know what's up and no paranoia. The flip side to that is that would mean I'd come back up in the prairies where there's absolutely nothing to fucking look at. And we just did that last 2-3 days before, right? Or do we really want to do that again? Whereas, depending on what route we take, we could go see like Mount Rushmore and shit like that. Which, fuck, that'd be some cool shit, right? Possibly
Right?
come up in Washington, or into BC, or Montana up into Calgary way kind of thing. Um, but one of the other things that we started doing is, well, okay, let's do a practice run into the States. Just let's fucking pick a weekend trip and we'll go do something, in the States, just so that we know what the fuck to expect. Because, I get fucking anxiety and shit like that. So we've got a kind of a day picked out there for mid or late August. And I think when we do that, we're going to try and run into Mr. Westport while we're out that way. And I've already reached out to him and he seems pretty down with that. And that way, I don't get, because that was, like I showed you, part of one of those circles on the map, Fluff, that there was a way that we come up right through his area. But that also does add a few more extra hours onto a trip where you just kind of want to get home and all that. And are you even going to be passing through at a good time to be meeting up? What if you're passing through at like 3 in the morning or something like that? Okay, homeboy's probably not gonna want to fucking drive out to meet you to smoke a joint or something like that, right? Makes sense. I wouldn't fucking blame him. Yeah, I'm starting to ramble, but it's great. I don't mind rambling.
You know what, man? Just talking about that though, dude, it's gonna be such a fucking big, long whirlwind of a trip. But like you said, if you're gonna do it, why not try to meet and see as much as you can? I mean, make this a memorable motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, and then there's the other thing is like, so I mentioned the practice run into the States, and you guys know fucking I'm mental for concerts and shit like that. 10 hours fucking turn and burn. We've done that a couple times. Like it's nothing. So you start like what's looking in radiuses and shit like that. Dude, there's some good fucking shit coming into the Seattle-ish area and a few hours south of that where that shit ain't coming up here. Like that Mudvayne tour with Static X, them fuckers that we were just talking about a couple of shows ago. That's
Yeah.
coming up that way. Not coming into Canada. Also, I saw it's going to St. Louis. You fucker right next door to you pretty well.
Ah,
Be a good one.
yeah, that would be a good one, man. Mudvayne is one I've always said they've done one of the best shows I have fucking seen. Like hands down, they have thrown one of the best that I've ever seen shows. And you know, hold on, my cat's being a fucking special.
I've not seen Mudvayne, but I have seen Hell Yeah twice with kind of both incarnations. There's the original one where they had Mudvayne's guitar player playing with them.
Yeah,
And then after the first album, before the second, I think it was, they split up and brought two other guys in for bass and guitar. And I got to see both of those like shit within like 8 months of each other, kind of thing. And it was cool. And Chad Gray is one of the best frontmen I've seen. Like, and that's with, I mean, like, first time they were friggin' like the second on a bill of 5 bands with Megadeth and Black Label Society headlining. Second time they were opening for Avenged Sevenfold so they had no stage production at all, right? Just like 4 or 5 guys out there with their instruments and they're bringing it, and they brought it. So to go see Mudvayne where they're all decked out in the freaking gear and the paint and probably some pretty good production going on, yeah. And then Static X is opening, like, where like
get some of that.
Yeah, I could do that all day.
Yeah, dude. Fuck, I was gonna go somewhere with that. I don't fucking remember anymore. Fucking hell yeah! That was one that fucking it's like I was bound not to fucking ever see them properly.
Yep.
Because I had tickets for them. We were going to see them. And then that night, this was like way back when. So this would have been like, when it was the beginning of the band. And I believe it was, I don't remember did he get shot? Right? Or fucking one of the band, Dimebag, right? Yeah. Yeah, that was right when he got shot, was a little bit after one of those tours. And right, we had tickets, we had some shit, we had some friends, like everybody's shit went sideways. But then, right, the fucking Dimebag got shot like a week later.
Oh, no, he wasn't the Hell Yeah. Don wasn't on. No. Hell Yeah was after that.
Well, the way I don't fucking anyway. Right now I'm stoned. I don't remember, but the band fucking wasn't a band anymore. Fucking week later was the problem, and I don't remember why. Maybe it was fucking Vinny died. I think that was when Vinny died. Because when he fucking dram, he was the drummer, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that was when he died. Was when the band originally broke up, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Because you're not going to replace him. I think Roy Mayorga, who used to drum for Soulfly and Stone Sour and shit, I think he filled in for them to finish off a tour or something like that. I think I heard about that, or maybe to finish the album. I can't remember full details. By then I'd already kind of lost interest in the band. They were like, when they came out with that the song Hell Yeah, I was like, holy shit. Like Vinnie Paul has something to say. Like just to hear him kicking the shit out of that drum kit, and it's just a rad fucking song. The lyrics, the chorus, the whole thing. I was like, wow. And that album had 3 to 4 really rock solid fucking bangers on it, and the rest is filler. Next album came out, in my opinion, had 2 really good songs on it, a couple okay, and a bunch of filler, and they just kind of got progressively more that direction. I was kind of lost it with them, but yeah, man, they put on a good show. Fucking great.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I would have got to see him. Like I said, man, that was one of those. I had the fucking tickets in hand, and it was, I've had that happen entirely too often, man. I gotta not get excited about bands I really, really want to see. Because I mean, that's when Wayne Static died. We were fucking walking along Vegas, saw him out there playing. I was like, let's go see him, babe. She's like, you'll catch him when he's in Chicago. I was like, all right. Hey, he fucking kicked it a week later. I was like, fuck.
We're getting a divorce. This is all your fault.
I told her that at one point. I was like, you killed like my favorite fucking band.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it's funny. Let's talk about like, because you've seen a bunch of shows. How about like bands where you've seen somebody play live but not with the band that they were famous for playing with? Like I've seen Dave Lombardo, famous for Slayer, one of the greatest drummers ever, play with Suicidal Tendencies, which is,
that'd be fun.
I've seen Slayer without Dave Lombardo. So
yeah,
which is kind of funny. Or I've seen Megadeth with Chris Adler. I've also seen Lamb of God without him.
But I always said that was what I loved about the fucking big mega tours. When Ozfest was in just motion, when it was at its fucking peak, some of the best shit I have seen on stage at one time has happened at an Ozfest. Like, it was, well, the one time I distinctly remember was super cool. Pantera was doing their set. They got to do Walk, and I mean, first, comes out. It was Kerry King came out to fucking just he would Slayer wasn't even fucking at Ozfest. I don't even know why Kerry King was at the place, but he come out, started fucking playing, and then on top of that, it was Kitty. Like they had all of like the fucking main stagers that played in like the 100-degree fucking morning heat, like all the fucking bangers that were coming up and shit, and all of them were on stage doing Walk with Pantera, and it was just this fucking. It was like seeing Slipknot, but not quite Slipknot doing fucking Pantera, something like that. You know what I mean? Just a chaotic stage of fucking amazingness.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Or imagine in Sofia, Bulgaria, when the big four got on stage. So Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax, forgetting all them got on stage to play Diamond Head song "Am I Evil" together. That would have been cool to just have been there to say that you've seen that. When we saw Machine Head recently, and before the tour started, they released a song that went by all the bands on the tour. So it was like Machine Head, In Flames, Lacuna Coil, and Unearthed all recorded this song. I think it's called "The Scars Won't Define Us." It's not a very good song. It's not bad, but it doesn't have that. Yep, we gotta listen to that again for an appeal to it. And they all got out and did that one, which they said was the only night of the tour that they were doing that. And it was super cool to see, but it's like the song was kind of weak, so it's like it takes away from the amazing awesomeness of it.
Right.
But like, we got to see when we saw Guns N' Roses, Alice in Chains was opening. And Duff McKagan came out and played Rooster with Alice in Chains.
That'd be fucking cool. Right? That'd be super cool. I'm trying to remember. I think when I got to see Alice in Chains play finally, it wasn't even that long ago. I never got to see the original. But when I got to see, the new version, I'm fucking happy I did because it was goddamn amazing.
Yep.
But I don't remember. They were playing with Korn, and it's one of those where you can tell. I don't know if the bands were just playing and done. Like Alice in Chains comes out, you can see those guys still like to play music. But I feel like Korn gets out there, they play their show, and they're like, "Yeah, we did our job, we're done." One of those like. I don't know. I don't feel it from Korn anymore. Anytime I've seen them. So and it shows across that. When you got awesome bands like that. Well, when you I like I was saying, I couldn't say enough when I saw Dope, Static X, that whole show that they put together around that is just fucking amazing, right? It really does go to show the love in that community, that metal community, those guys that travel, the rehab together, all those things, right? It just goes to show that fucking closeness. And when you do shows where you can just obviously see one's like ready to be off stage, you're like, yeah, I think I'm done listening to you two.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
funny. You mentioned Korn, and it's like they're coming nearby, and I'm like, I want to go see them to say that I've seen them. But honestly, I haven't listened to fucking Korn it's with any seriousness since probably about a year after their third album came. Actually, since their fourth album came out, that kind of fucking the issues. Because I was huge on them. Their first three albums, bought their third album the day it came out. Went and bought Issues the day it came out and put it in, and it was a struggle to get through the fucking album once. Like,
yeah.
what happened to my favorite band? And
Yeah.
listened to the album again, and I ended up giving the CD away to her, or selling it to my buddy that sold weed, firing for a couple joints, probably. Like, here you go. And that's when that happens. I'm kind of usually done, and like you go back, and some of their songs have re-listen appeal to them, but a lot of them don't. Honestly,
No, very, very little of their shit actually has re-listen value. It's like, okay, good, great, listen to it. Their songs that are good, or they're at least catchy enough to keep you wanting to fucking listen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't go search them out or anything, man.
Yeah, it's funny because I got a playlist that I created, not too long ago, like within the last year. That's basically like high school shit that I listened to back then. So Korn is very much on that list. And I find their shit gets skipped over a lot. Like fucking.
And the funny thing it doesn't even fucking make it in rotation around here. It doesn't fit in any of my playlists. It doesn't come up as like like along with any of them. The radio doesn't fucking really play shit for Korn nowadays, like live radio. So yeah, it never comes up. So honestly, at this point, when it does get a whole listen finally, because I very rarely fucking hear it anymore. So when I do hear it, I'm fucking boom daka oohing all over the fucking place, and then I turn it back off.
Yeah.
So. Some Texas hippie coalition. There you go.
Oh, fun. I just saw someone right before that saying they saw Seven Dust 3 or 4 times. They're fucking great. They're one of the very best live bands I've ever seen. Got to see them twice last year. And that's another band that I feel like they just went through the Pacific Northwest area or somewhere close-ish to there on their last tour. And had I had a fucking passport, I probably would have traveled because, places like Spokane is only 8 hours away. Like, shit, Calgary's 10. I'm driving to Calgary, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my little brother's opened up for fucking Texas Hippie Coalition a couple times.
They're a cool band.
They're a fucking super cool band. I didn't know much about him, and it was because of my little brother that I found him, and then after that, man, I was like, oh, okay, like I'm not into a lot of that style of music, but theirs is I can get down with it, man. It is some stripper music,
Yeah.
but it's like some weird country fucking rock stripper music, which is kind of weird to me, you know.
Yeah.
It's not that southern hard rock. It's more like a country fucking rock. I don't know. I dig the fuck out of it though. I
So
think that's one I need to add to the playlist.
Texas Hippie Coalition.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm Volbeat hard still. Really like Volbeat and Sweet. Or I forget, I always get stuck back on the band Sweet.
Oh, well, that's one of those. I'll get into some of the fucking. Just recently, I jumped back into like the infectious grooves and shit. We were watching Encino Man because Pauly Shore always puts you in a good mood. So we were fucking watching some Encino Man, and at the end, I think it is Infectious Groove, right? That's playing at the fucking end of that at the high school, prom.
Is it?
It's one of the fucking. I believe it is.
No fucking way.
I think it is.
Really?
I'll have to look it up. Hold on, let me
Did
look this
somebody
up.
did not confirm or deny this? Like, please confirm. Do you know how happy I would be if this is like one of those I was today years old moments? Like, that would make me,
Uh,
dude, please, somebody tell me that this is true. Because I'll go back and watch some Pauly Shore just because. But now that I know that, I don't know, I can't say they're one of my favorite bands, but they're a band that they're cool. They're like a Primus, but not anything like Primus. Like to me, they're just one of those bands that when you want to listen to something cool and funky, that's different. It's not suicidal tendencies. Let's just put it that way.
gotta love some fucking suicidal tendencies.
Oh, and I do. I very muchly do.
Now you got me all fucking looking for the thing instead of paying attention.
You know.
Yeah, and you're okay with that, huh?
Well,
I'm just gonna go to the fucking song list. I'll tell you what. You know what? For people, when you're looking for like a good soundtrack, the Encino Man soundtrack is actually quite fucking good.
got what's Sacred Reich in there. It's the American way. So, like, also, so now that I know that a passport is just pretty much happening, it's just a matter of a few weeks. I started thinking about it, and like,
Feed the Monkey by Infectious Grooves.
fuck yeah,
Ah! Yeah, that's the prom song at the end when they're doing the fucking dance. That's the punk band that funky band that's playing.
yeah,
Fucking
yeah,
Infectious Grooves.
dude. Fuck, how did I not know this until now?
But every
Like,
time we fucking watch it, it pops up, man, and the Infectious Grooves gets played for about a fucking week after.
damn, I feel so impotent for not knowing this beforehand. Like, it's son of a bitch. I just got served.
Oh shit, I didn't realize fucking Mike Murr actually played a character in the film too. My wife just sent me a link. She's the fucking best. I'll have to fucking send it to you.
Was he one of the fucking those stoner
He's
bully
one
assholes?
of the fucking Chicanos. He was the fucking one of the Chicanos in the fucking bar.
No,
Yeah.
really?
Now that I think about it, yeah, that's who he fuck. Yeah.
Fuck me. Like, really?
All right, he has a name. Fucking, I don't think I ever recalled this. Like, we just literally watched it. I fucking still forget it. Also played the character Sarah Sippus in the film. I don't know, man.
What the fuck?
And I think that was one of the Chicano guys in the fucking bar. I'm fucking almost 100% certain because I can see his fucking face, and I'm like, yeah, that's who that is. How did I not see that one? Oh, that's fucking
Sure,
funny.
the singer and the bass player from Suicidal are in there, I'm guessing. Would that have still been Robert Trujillo back then that far? No, he was a big
Yes.
back
Yep.
then, right?
Yep. That was still Tariq.
Dude,
I don't
talk
know how to say
about
that name.
like one of the most unsung and underrated fucking musicians that like that and like he's played for them, he's played for Ozzy, and he spent the last 20 years playing for Metallica. Like,
Right?
what a fucking. And there's a while there where I thought he was actually playing for BLS for a short minute before he went to Metallica, but I think I was wrong about that. I don't think he actually did play BLS. I think it was just Zach playing with him in Ozzy's band. But like, what a fucking set of like. Can't think of anyone else that's really done that. Like I just mentioned, like guys like Dave Lombardo, who actually though he's not quite as big with his career as say Robert Trio, but like Lombardo started off with Slayer. Now he does Mr. Bungle. He's played with Suicidal Tendencies.
Oh, the Serapis Arc was the band that was on the fucking stage. That's what they called the band. But it was Mike Mirror and fucking Treo who was who was, the guys in the band. And the song that they were playing is the Infectious Grooves Feed the Monkey. So, boom. All right, that's where we're at. But I swear to God, he's got to be. He looked like he was one of the members in that bar. So I'm gonna have to fucking rewatch that.
It's like, okay, you just like, okay, that's all. I should go outside and smoke a joint or something.
Oh, what kind of stuff you smoking today?
I'm smoking on the BAM actually.
Smoking on the BAM?
Yep.
Ooh, I like that. Dude, so I threw all the fucking girls on the ground. I should measure where the temperature is where they're at. Right now, everybody got super happy. So I took the table out and just kind of laid everybody out, gave everybody some room to spread their leaves out and have some fun. So the tent looks fucking beautiful right now because, it just got done. One of those fun things. But I turned the light up and it got it up to about 90 inside of there. But they are just fucking stoked and rocking on. So think I'm gonna fucking leave it, leave the temperatures up for a little bit and just let them have her. I'm hoping that the fucking re-veg plants that I planted take by morning. I put a humidity dome over. I should have put a humidity dome over them right away when I put them in the soil. But they got one over it now, and I threw a little fucking extra water down in the soil on them, so hopefully they'll perk up by morning and they can turn into some mothers. I didn't completely clean the cloner out, so of the cuts, so I've still got some that are sitting there ready to be replanted in case I screwed these two or screwed the pooch on these ones. So fingers crossed. They should come around though. But that's probably definitely a hell of an extreme difference for them. They went from having like a fucking nice little 65-degree atmosphere. Well, actually, it's probably more like 68 in the basement now, not 65. But one little light on them, they were all happy and shit. And then all of a sudden, they got taken out of the water the water bath they've been hanging out in and stuffed in the soil and fucking heat and pissed. They weren't happy. I came down. You heard me laughing. I was fucking around in the tent when I came down here about those. But all the up twos down there, they're fucking stoked though. So I'm excited. I need to get some pictures in those, get them logged into my app so that I can keep good fucking track of them. because now's the time when it's the fun. We were talking about it with Colton this morning. Looking around, now's the time where I'm trying to find the ones that I'm looking for. Right, that spectacular son of a bitch that I fucking don't have that clone of anymore. I know it's in there. I know what I'm looking for. And it's just a matter of, I found things close, and those things are, they express kind of, in certain ways. So, I've got a good base that I'm looking for. So it's fun.
I I got some pretty goodish news yesterday coming back from my parents' place. Well, they've been doing the passports and shit. Apparently, I'm gonna spend most of the summer working up that way again. And so I'll be staying there, which means I'm not really killing any of the Hunzabams. Well, I'll still kill 2 in each cup to keep the strong one of each. The golden goats may or may not come out with me. The granddaddy garlics from Adam, those will come out with me. And then I've also got some shit in bloom that's probably like 4 or 5 weeks into bloom that I might just bring outside and do the Thunder Dan trick and see what happens.
Just let them rip, man. How far are you in the bloom now?
Depends on which plant it is. I've got the Catahoula F2s are they're kind of rough looking, and I'd just rather get them out of the tent. I don't think I'm gonna get a full harvest on them. I don't know if we might have. I think we flipped them before they were done re-vegging fully, and they're still a bit wonky. They're not what they should be. We'll get a good few ounces off of each of them, and we'll be able to smoke. But you can just tell that they were not when something's out at week 5, you've grown it before, or you could tell, man. You can just tell. Like they're not full going full bore. So bring them out there, make tent in the new stuff, because we got some grapple cats in a BAM number 2, the shorter stockier one that's just about ready to flip anytime now. And so make room for the ones that do want to do their things, and we'll see. But yeah, I'm stoked because now I can do pheno hunting without having to worry about space for the next little bit. Just do it outdoors and
Fucking let them rip, man. Yeah, are you gonna go like ground direct with a pheno hunt and just kind of let it grow natural type thing? So kind of not quite solo cup hunting, but
I don't think so. I think I might try and go 3 gal pots and do what I normally would, just keep them outside sort of thing.
Okay.
Because I still want to keep this would give me a chance to pick and pull males and shit like that, and I could flower everything out potentially and keep it all and move it around. But if I leave it outside in the ground, it's odds of it actually seeing fruition it's unlikely. So what I'm thinking is I'll grow everything up until it's about what you would typically flip it at, 1.5 feet, 2 feet or whatever, and see from there what's going on. By then, most shit should be pre-flowering already, let you know if it's a male or female, or get you a good guess which direction or not. And just start, cut clones off of everything before you flip it. And the question is, when do you do the flip? And do you do it like bring it in and out of a dark room, or do you bring it inside and flip it that way?
Yeah, you could always just you could pull some tarps, make a little fucking cage. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You could do it yourself outdoor, pretty easy, man. To just pull a little piece of fucking panda film over, and cover her up. But that's having to have enough time to get out there and work on it.
Yeah.
But
that's also will they even be done by it? Fuck. Now that
that would be the best. That'd be the best reason to use a fucking to pull a tarp or something like that. That way you can get them to flip early enough that they'll be done before you're fucking worried about that part of the season.
If I'm just no, they're not just germinating now, but they might as well be.
Yeah.
They'll be. But they'll be flipping just about around the time that they're ready to fucking go anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, true. I mean, right, just putting them in now, because I was actually just thinking the same thing. As I was like, God damn, it's not that I'm late on running mine, because I've always said I like recently I've been much happier planning later in the season, letting them get through that, and having a much more manageable plant at the time of flower for me. And being as most of that stuff is the CBD stuff, pulling it a little early too isn't a bad thing. You know, you're so. But
That's a
yeah, I
fucking
can
good
see your point.
thought. I got that cherry wine from fucking Hillbilly Herb that I was
Ooh,
thinking about, but was worried that it wouldn't finish. And we don't got to worry about that as well as much as we would with regular THC plants. Fuck, okay. Maybe I'm gonna do a whole bunch of shit out there. This could be a lot of fun. Because already
man, I want to.
when we were out there, Hillbilly Herb gave me a bunch of shit a while back, and I planted. I think it was 13 of his Zam's poison. It's fuck, what is it? It's Durban poison crossed with something auto flowered, and they're regs. So we put them in the corner of my parents' yard, hoping that 10 out of 13, 13 out of 13 would be nicer, but let's go for 10 at least. Will pop up, and I think we'll pull any weak looking plants because we don't want them in there. But I think we're gonna try and breed that for auto flower seeds for next year, and for other years going on. We planted some 4 purple caper auto flowers. I can't remember what they were. Some kind of runts cross, I believe. That I think it was Noob sent my way. Purple caper. It's funny. Noob sent them my way, and I'd never heard of them at that point. And then within a week, I had started hearing about these guys like everywhere. They were all over the place. And I was like, wow, what's the coincidence of that one there?
Yeah, that's it too, Jay Patrick. I want to say fucking with the cherry wine, and like some of those guys were talking like fucking 45, 50-day finisher in the field. You know, from
Damn.
flower to get the proper CBD rates on them, and that fucking plant moved as it was. So, but I was thinking more like, say 55 fucking days, 60 days of flower. That way you could probably, let it fucking age just a little bit.
Yeah,
As far as a CBD cultivar would be concerned, anyway.
that'd be pretty
But
badass.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, honestly, especially with what you were talking, you should be able to pull that one just like right at optimum time of your season, before you got to get worried about it.
That'd be cool. Yeah, maybe I'll fucking germinate some of those. I think there's about a dozen seeds there. I'd like to do a seed increase on those so that there's more, because this is something that I've been hearing about for a while. I really like my spider girl. Like, I really, truly do. But fuck, man, she grows like a fucking hedge. And you got to stay on top of shaving her legs and stuff and thinning her out. Like, because she grows thick. Um,
Outdoor though, with I did direct soil with some of those spider girls the past 2 years, and the only thing that I had with them was they were short. They weren't super bushy. They were manageable. They got nice sized nugs. They fucking smelled of the CBD like they should. They had a nice, aroma. At least some of them. But every one of them was like short,
yeah.
or it was growing at least at a fucking a slower rate. Like I could have got a bigger plant, but I'd have had to like first part of the season, like fucking, we're talking like full season, to really get them out. But that's what I noticed with them. They just look kind of, but yeah, they did stack tight. So,
Yeah,
but
that's
mine
like
didn't bush.
Oh fuck! A lot of the ones I have do. Now most of them seem to have that kind of cherry licorice kind of flavor to them. A few different phenos, but like it's yeah, man. Like most of them seem to be just like thick fucking hedges, and I just like try something different. It'd be
Oh
nice
shit.
to have some CBD to smoke and have that, but it'd also be nice to have some to make some infusions with.
Yeah, man. I love that the outdoor CBD for the medicines, the tinctures, the fucking all of the CBD needs. It works great. I notice it. It's just as effective if I try to buy anything to like make it rather than like use the shit that I grew. So
Yeah.
definitely one I like to keep in the pocket.
Well, and I think when we first started talking CBD on this show, like way back almost 5 years ago now, like 4.5+ years ago, one of the common occurrences that seemed to be with people was like they like the idea of growing CBD and shit like that. Problem is, we're not going to give up one of our light spaces for a THC plant for the CBD, which I fully understand that. Kind of, well, not pretty much I'm the same way, but I'll tinker with CBD here once in a while. But if you can do it outdoors and free up that light space so that you're not doing really anything different than you would, you're just growing CBD outdoors. And once again, as we've said a few times now, like if you don't got to push it to 75, 80 days, maybe 90 plus, depending on whatever we're growing. Let's cut it about 65, 60, 65. That's especially for my area, that's very doable.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, but and that's why, especially when we met guys like Hype and things like that, where he was doing the exact thing that I want to start doing, that I've been working on as soon as I find the plants to put them together, right? Is get those mixed cultivars, right? He's been working CBD into his lines for years already. And but they were those auto flowers that I could rip through a fucking a veg cycle, and I would have a nice little 4 to 6 ounce fucking auto plant. It was cool. You know,
You just gave me the fucking light bulb. I'm pretty sure I've got some of Hype's hash and got still. And we're rocking autos at my dad's this year. That's just the way of it. There'll be other stuff, maybe, possibly, because I do have clones. But if I've got Hype's hash and got, remember that skidoo belt fucking grazed bed garden I made and had a BAM in last year? I could do probably 2 autos in that thing.
yeah.
Probably more, actually, but they would have a lot of room to grow.
Yeah, man, keep them well fed, well watered, and fucking they'll take over and do you good.
Well, it's the cool thing is since the other day was the first time I'd been up there since last year when we had shit going on, and the soil level on that raised bed has sunk so much from the wood that was already fucking 20+ years rotted in the ground when I stuck it there, and then the soil itself from the snow weight and shit like that. So I could add lots of fresh compost and shit in there.
Hey.
And I bought a bottle of fish shit.
Ooh. Your lady's gonna let you use it?
She was actually the one that paid for it, to tell you the truth. This is I pulled a Grandmaster Mac Daddy move on this one. So when we went, couple reasons that we went to Prince George for the passports. One of them, it's my hometown. Mom and dad are there. We can go say hi to mom and dad. 2, yesterday was my mom's birthday, so I got to give her a hug and say happy birthday, which is always fucking awesome as well. I love you, Ma. And number 3, though, is we were able to stock up on nutrients. As a lot of y'all know, our indoor grow is bottle feeding due to lack of smells and shit like that. So we went there and got the necessities that we figured we needed. and I saw one lone bottle of fish shit there. And I was like, yeah, we should just do it. You know, it was lonely all by itself. I couldn't just fucking leave it. I'm not an asshole. So I grabbed that, and yeah, she said it was okay. And I even got to use it this morning on everything that was in solo cups. Oh, actually, so if she's listening right now, anything in solo cups has already been watered. Don't water them again today. They won't like you. They'll be mad at you. So, yeah. So I'm interested in trying that. And I think I'm going to fuck with Synganics a bit more. I've already kind of, because you know me, I can't stick with one way or the other for too long. But for the time being, like I've been saying for months now, Ashley seems to be able to do the bottle feeding program, and it's not a big deal. Plants keep going on, tickety boo. It's awesome. Cheers, Raider. I love you, brother. And so that's what we're going to do. But I like the organics. The original name of this channel you are watching now was Cariboo Heart Organics. That was the original incarnation. Cariboo Heart TV came about 6 months later. Did you hurt my plants?
I don't think so. I think she's just saying that she's right. She didn't have a choice, and you tricked her into buying some stanky shit. Water with it. I think that's.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I thought she was hurting my plants. Oh.
She might now. She might now.
Well, because she likes the plants. It's me that she's mad at. The plants didn't do nothing to her. I might be in shit next time I come home though. So
there was an off smell this morning.
Oh, I don't think it smelled that bad. I didn't even notice any smell when I opened it because I smelled. I was like, "What am I doing?" See, Kingfisher says nice things about it. Up there, let's see.
Yeah, man. This shit's the fucking way, man. Good stuff. But I always have the problem of I mix all of my nutrients and everything in like a little fucking gallon like Kool-Aid fucking or pitcher, like a fucking water pitcher, right? I mix it in all that shit, and so I do all my stuff, and then I pour it into my my watering vessel. So the problem is I always end up fucking pouring or spilling or splashing some of that shit on the handle. So, you know, you just end up fucking with that stuff on your hand no matter what. That's always the part that gets me is no matter how careful I am fucking building a small layer of fish shit around my fucking watering can handle.
See, that's why I just go with like the dollar store watering, like a 2-liter juice jug. I got one that's it's as old as my relationship I'm in with the old lady at this point. Because I was like, as I said, I need this. Dip it into the 5-gallon jug because I'll mix in a 5-gallon jug. I'll mix 4 gallons of water, and because for my math and ratios, just the 4-gallon mixture works. Actually, now that I think about it, I might even be mixing 5 gallons of water using 4 gallons worth of nutrients, so I don't burn the shit out of my plants.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I don't see why not. I feel like sometimes, depending on just the way your gardening and watering system works, you can really get away with that. You know, like you end up loading enough into the soil, but it's if it's as long as they're happy in the beginning, right? It's those ones that you're always fucking chasing that it's just a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
And that's always the ones that even like I always find it hard fucking to straighten out until I get to that point where I'm like, and I burned you. Fuck. It's like I got you. We're getting there. Fuck, I overdid it every time if I try to chase one of those. So I always end up having that one just fucking not being optimal because it's a pain in my ass. That's why I hope I always catch those ones young. You know what I mean? So that you can just fucking get rid of them young. Don't be a pain in my ass. Oh, shit.
So, like, when are we gonna go to Vegas?
When are we going to Vegas? I mean, I'm going there over the fucking 4th of July.
Well, I know you're going there. I can't pull it off quite that soon.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were gonna give it a go. I was already gonna be there. Maybe you'd fuck, but okay. We got to fucking make another trip.
I'm thinking potentially fucking like February, Marchish, possibly. I'm trying to map my year out because I've already got a fairly busy year, and it'll take a bit to recover from the booth camp one. Because that'll be expensive. That's going to be a. Well, it's just it's a long trip.
It's a long fucking trip. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. This is one for the record books, bud.
Well, it's at the point where I'm even thinking about flying. Because on a lot of levels, it just does make more sense. But there's also the part of me that's actually does want to do the big fucking journey. Maybe we'll start flying afterwards or something like that, you know.
Right. I hear you. That's the same way I was thinking. I've been a fan of like, and my wife would probably tell you otherwise, but I'm a fan of like the fucking car trip, the road trip, the fucking yeah, that's what we did is way back in the family, right? We just hopped in the fucking van and we rolled, and I'm cool with that. I am not the fucking young man that I used to be, so I just can't do those anymore. So is when I think of like if I was in yours, it'd be that situation of like, yeah, this is that I either the one and only probably, where you're gonna make something like that happen. So yeah, you either do that drive or you fucking
Wish
give
you
in to
did.
age, and fucking start racking frequent flyer miles.
Yeah. Well, there's like the thing is like because I don't mind driving, especially if you can put me somewhere new that I've not seen or not seen a million times before. Like the drive from where I'm at now to my hometown, 3 hours away. I've done this fucking drive literally hundreds of times in my life. It is the most god awfully boring stretch of fucking land there is out there. I've not yet hit the prairie, so I might change my tune here towards the end of summer. But I like have just done it and done it, done it. I like the adventure. That's why I like working out of town. You get to go see something different and do different stuff fairly frequent. So now
Yeah.
we're looking. And when, like I said, I've been on Google Maps almost constantly for the last 2 weeks or so. And Vegas is fucking like a day and a half's drive away. Like that's easy. Like friggin' kind of a day's drive is usually our radius, right? Because then it's fucking day there and you're back late morning the next day. That's not too bad. But let's fucking take a trip down there, sleep in the car down there, and then fucking get a room once we hit Vegas and go find something cool to do for a day or two.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we can definitely figure that one out as soon as you have a lockdown time.
Yeah.
I can figure that out. Especially for like some of them quick like fucking those couple day trips. Not doing something big like a fucking week long vacation or something, but like a quick 3 day in and out, man, those probably can be arranged a little bit easier.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what we're thinking. Like I said, I got no problems driving a day or a couple days. Like a big trip like this, like so if we're doing booth camp this year, we're gonna do our best to make booth camp happen next year, and we'll decide then probably if is it a fly or is it a drive thing like that. But to do, and if we do it again next year, the drive, it'll be like maybe take a different route there, but not go to Toronto and then fucking come down and throw an extra 10 to potentially 15 or more hours onto the trip, because there is a bunch of different routes we could go to get there. Like I said, I've been playing with Google Maps on a obsessive level, you probably say.
I like this. Fucking. I just want to know when fucking the Booth Fest fucking Jamaica happens. With this has got to be a thing. 'Cause I'm fucking down as fuck for that. I've been wanting to go for fucking a long time, and we started possibly planning a while back ago, and then fucking shit happens. So, but nah, yeah, fuck, oh, dude, I would fucking love that, man. Fuck.
Cheers, Marshall. She grows the danks down for little friggin' Jamaica.
Sure, we could get fucking Thunder Dan to come on down, right? I agree, Ash. I agree. Fucking.
Okay,
And that's like the kind of shit too. Like y'all just be in one place and everybody can do Jamaica the way they fucking want to, and then y'all just get ridiculous and stoned in the evenings and talk about it and fucking congregate. Dude, that'd be the shit.
that'd be fun. So
Right?
here's a doing shit stuff that we might not get to see again. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio is something I've always wanted to see. Although, for my entirety of my 43 years in my life, I'm like, why the fuck would I ever go to Cleveland, Ohio? Or what's there? The Cleveland Browns? No, I'm good on that. Um, but it turns out that the way down from Toronto brings you either through or right by Cleveland. And I'm like, well, holy shit. Well,
Well, I'll
let's
be
fucking,
damned.
yeah, it's one of those. I've so that anybody that's in the area taking that way to booth camp on the Thursday the 4th, I believe it'd be. That is my hope and intention, is to be able to hit Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on the way down. So if anyone's interested in meeting up for that one, 100% down. And then another one that I'd like to do, it's only 45 minutes from the town that we're doing booth camp in, is I want to go see that Serpent Mountain place from the Ancient Apocalypse show. Apparently it's only 45 minutes away. So that's fucking easy as shit to get there and back.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, if you got your vehicle up there and ready to go.
Yeah. We can be super touristy and shit like that, and it'll be great. I'm excited for this. Now, the downside of things is there's a good chance that we'll be gone like super fucking early Saturday morning, so we can make deadlines to get back. So I've been crunching math and stuff like that. We could leave at any time because we plan on sleeping in the car, which is not that big of a deal. But if I'm supposed to be back at work on Monday, which is almost impossible, but so shoot for Tuesday, which is when the old lady goes back. That means we could leave Monday, Sunday, or Saturday night, possibly even real early Sunday morning, and make it still. But it'd be nice to have a day off to decompress in between, and because that's when I think about that. Here, if we start driving Sunday morning and we get back, say Monday morning of the following week, there's only 2 days in that entire span that we're not really driving. It's Wednesday in Toronto when we see through a System of a Down, and it would be the Friday at booth camp potentially a Saturday if we were to leave Sunday, right? So it's
Right.
the odds are we'll end up leaving. So we probably won't be there for the whole time, but you know, we'll get there at least. And that's one of the parts where the thought of flying is kind of comes to mind. It's like, well, shit, if you didn't have to drive 40 hours to get home, then, you know, if we're going to just go hang out in airport for a few hours, more than a few, let's face it.
Yeah, that's always one of those, man. Air travel is you make up for a few of those very quickly traveled hours, fucking in the hell that is the airport.
Yep.
They're not as bad as they used to be, though. But man, they can be miserable, and yeah, you spend a lot of fucking time in those. But is that's one of those? Is it better to be fucking sitting and watching the fucking road go by, or comfy, kind of hanging out, doing your thing, and only slightly miserable because you got to deal with all the fuckers at the airport?
Yeah. Well, so like, yeah, like here's the thing. Like we can I think I saw Kingfisher say 40 hours, 3 real long days of driving. 3 long days of driving or 2 real long days is how I would put that. Because I don't sleep much, so I could do that in 2, but that's a hell of a push. Like that's an exhausting fucking push to do it into 2. And do you really want to be doing that? It's
Right, you
not
want this
safe.
trip to be fucking enjoyable too, don't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, like it'd be cool. Well, like I mentioned, depending on what route we take, we could go to South Dakota and see Mount Rushmore. That would be cool as shit.
Right?
But that means you're not just fucking going and trying to break land speed records to get there. So it's once again, it comes back to you're looking at pretty much 3 days. So the odds are we're like once I said, probably end up leaving Saturday and have a few specific stops along the way where we would like to go, and you know, other than that, and not even overly fast because, like I said, I don't want to get fucking pulled over by cops, especially if I might unknowingly have something in the car that could get me in trouble.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly, man. So
I'll have a map of like all the rec states by then. We'll be like, okay, we better smoke this weed like good hour before we cross into this state, put it in an air sealed fucking container, wrap it up in a fucking garbage bag, duct tape it so it looks like a floating brick of cocaine outside like the Florida Ocean or something like that. But nah, there's just like 3 joints in there because, you know, 3 joints are fucking super fucking deadly according to some lawmakers. It's fine.
yeah. Oh. You
Fucking
know what we're missing?
thirsty as shit. Dabs? Dabs?
Yes.
We could do more dabs.
More dabs.
I wish I had some with me, actually. I've been good in leaving them at home. Oh, shit. Hey, can somebody hook Dead Kurt up with the Discord link?
Oh, I could probably. If somebody
Shit.
doesn't get it there before I do, I'll work out of here.
Friggin' the old lady dabbing it up while I'm stuck here. Oh, at least someone's happy. Thank you, Jay. There you go, Dead Kurt. Click that shit up and welcome to the fucking Booth Crew Discord.
Oh, yeah, it's fun, man. It's still awesome to see like the fucking morning sessions that fucking happen, and you know, just the people get together. It's still very, very active, and It's so fun to see, and the more people that get in, the more interactive it's getting again, and it's fun to see more interaction again. So love that shit.
I need to make more time if I can be in there. No excuses. I just need to do it.
Yeah, I hear that. Doing the same, but hell, I got to keep myself fucking busy right now, trying to figure shit out.
Yeah.
But God, cheers, Ty. Hell, Ty, we were just talking about Vegas. Your ears must have been burning.
Yeah.
Yup. Actually, so that's another one. It's awesome. I hope I get to see fucking Ty again coming up at least for a little bit this go round. I think I'm actually just a hair closer again to him this time, so might even be just a wee bit easier. But hopefully it won't cost me fucking $500 again this time.
Well, it's funny. There's been some talk amongst a few people that knew that Ash and I were going to do the passports, try to come to booth camp. We were talking about maybe getting married at booth camp this year, just because it would be fucking awesome. Why not? But we'd said a while back that, like, forget if we wanted to get married, we wanted to do it at like a Vegas chapel with like the fucking the fake Elvis impersonator and shit like that doing it. And if we are starting to talk about this potential Vegas trip for early-ish next year, seems a reasonable timeline. Give you time to recover from Christmas and all those kinds of responsibilities. That could be a fun one. I could make that a point of a trip. Again, go down there, get fucking officially fucking shacked up with the old lady. That'd be fun.
That'd be super fucking cool. Dude, I think you'd be our fucking third set of friends that we fucking went to get fucking married in Vegas with.
Well, because
And
because we've been talking like I don't want a boring like your typical wedding like ever again. Like I've done that where you sit in the reception hall and you got 100 people fucking staring at you, waiting for you to say something. That's the fucking worst anxiety attack ever. I think the reason I can handle podcasting, like I know we've got 46 people watching right now, but I can't see 46 sets of eyes staring at me, right? I see you, Fluff, looking at
right,
me. And you look like you don't believe half the shit I say anyways. So it's freaking it's not as intimidating, I guess. And so it's like, okay, well, if we're not gonna do that, so we're gonna get freaking married. Let's do it some, let's elope to Vegas, freaking kind of thing. But if we're thinking about actually doing this as a trip, well, if again, this gives like people parents that might want to come to witness such an occasion, they can fucking potentially come too, right? Okay, everybody fucking road trip to Vegas for Cariboo and Ashley's wedding. That'd be fun.
that'd be fun. Yeah, man. Fucking big old fucking weedy Elvis fucking Vegas wedding blowout.
It would be a blast.
Oh man. I mean, we'd have to try to see if we get fucking Westport over for that.
Yep.
I mean, we'd have to fucking go big with some shit like this, like make it a goddamn fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we could make some fucking cheesy ass production about it, and yeah. See,
Ooh, a midget velvet Elvis,
dude, that's so much better.
right?
Oh, I love it.
That would be good shit, man. I mean, nothing says let's have a yeah. I'm pretty sure we would fucking turn into a meme somewhere on the internet. You would make a fucking you would make meme videos fucking of this fucking wedding. I guarantee it.
Wouldn't you be so proud of me though? You'd be like,
I
yeah, I
would.
know
I
him.
would. I'd be like, motherfucker, I was at that fucking wedding.
look, that's me in the corner. That part that just got cut out. That was me.
That was me, motherfucker. I was the one who slapped the midget on the ass in the fucking house.
Well, okay.
Oh shit.
What does anybody have a calendar in front of them? What day of the week does 420 fall on next year?
Whoa, that's a lot to put together by then. Feel like. I don't know. I got a computer right here, but if I start clicking buttons, we'd all know what happens. So I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, I've got a calendar on my phone, and I'm really good at getting to it too, but not when I'm on StreamYard. I don't even. It's a Monday. Thanks, Ty.
Ew. Although, hey, everything in Vegas is cheaper on Monday.
Yeah, see, because this is one of those things where, to me, I'm not looking to. Well, let's do it as cheap as humanly possible. Fucking rates. Because this is one of those things. I forget, just had a buddy send me a text message. Fucking made me laugh. This is one of those things though where, yeah, I forget what I was gonna say.
Oh, my fucking chat froze up. Bitch. Pissing me off. Urgh. Chat bad. Alright. Yeah, dude, that'd be fucking awesome. I don't know. I wonder how cheap we can find a midget Elvis for. I mean, now that Ty said it, I mean, I feel like it's got to happen.
That'll be the big expense. That's why we got to do everything cheap, is to afford the midget Elvis.
Fair. A black midget
Dude.
Elvis?
But I can get down with that maybe. I want auditions. I need to see.
Oh shit, we need audition tapes and stuff now. This is getting fucking serious. Well, it's got to be BC Stoner Mom approved too, right? Like, you can't just be letting you fucking and make all these decisions, because we all know how that'll go. Not worth a fuck. I mean, it'll get done, but it will not be done to a fucking way she will like it in any which way, shape, or form.
For Ty's comment, there's Ty, you're a true brother, man. Yeah, that's awesome. Sorry for that. Midget Elvis likes weed. I have that.
Bro, that could be like our Tuesday fucking guests until you pick one. All right, it's like fucking we will fucking try to interview a fucking midget Elvis every Tuesday night until you fucking get married, until you pick one.
We could turn this into a reality TV show where
we have it. It's fucking called YouTube, bitch. Let's roll.
Exactly. But I want them to like have to do like obstacle courses and challenges, kind of like on Survivor, but midget Elvis marrying stuff, you know.
But midget Elvis marrying stuff, so like marrying obstacles, but you're gonna make them just everything a little bit too tall for them.
I don't know a lot about weddings, okay? So
you got to go marry them and shit, but the fucking wedding rings are like just fucking too far out of reach, so he can't fucking perform the ceremony because he can't get the fucking rings out. So they got to figure it out, right? Oh, I can see it, man. We can make up some events. Let's do this.
Yeah, you got to be able to.
Fuck, I smoke enough of this shit. We'll figure all kinds of fun stuff out. I
really think this would be a successful show.
I think I think in today's age and culture, we would get canceled so fucking fast.
People are so
That
miserable.
I think they would listen to this pilot right here and be like, these stone motherfuckers are gonna get this building burned down.
You guys are shut down. That's not fair to us, really.
It really isn't. It really isn't, Caribou. But I mean, the world isn't fair, buddy.
I feel like that would be some really top-notch content.
I mean,
really do.
we can put it to a vote. Like, fucking, what do you guys think? Is this fucking compelling content? Should this
Okay,
shit
well,
be made?
Can we
Sell this shit. You got to sell this shit to the audience, man. Otherwise, I mean, I don't see how this is gonna work.
Okay, so if it's like bad to do it with midgets, can we do it with normal Elvis people and then just hire a midget after it's all said and done? Just to watch people do stupid fucking married people obstacle course stuff? Or do we just tell them that maybe we don't tell them it's midgets and they can't figure it out on their own? Midgets would be cooler. I like this. And yeah, there can be Oompa Loompas for sure.
I mean,
in fact,
kind of the same thing, isn't it?
You know when like the flower girl comes in, we're gonna have to insist on Oompa Loompas on this one.
Are they going to be throwing out candy? I mean, they're Oompa Loompas and fucking stoner wedding type shit. Like, they better be chucking some fucking candy in the fucking aisles.
Candy and joints and stuff like that.
Yeah, all right. Little people, oh shit, sorry, Raider. We know you're fucking bordering that line, buddy. I didn't mean to offend you. Like this tall, in case y'all didn't know. Comes up here.
Really?
Yeah, he's short, dude. Fucking love him. That was fucking one of my favorite pictures with fucking Raider, and he was like, "I got to get a picture." We were getting ready to leave. He's like, "I got to get a picture with you." I was like, "All right." I was like, "Check this shit. I'm gonna make you look tall as fuck." And so I like stood like way back and shit from him in the creek. It's I love you, buddy. Oh, it's not like I got room to talk, dude. I'm pushing all the fucking 5'9", and the more they fucking shorten my spine, the fucking shorter I get. I'm pretty sure they've already knocked a half inch off me, so I don't even think I'm fucking 5'9" anymore.
Yeah, I'm like 5'7", maybe 5'7.5". I'm lucky. That's if fucking shrinkage hasn't taken place.
Oh, bro, I've got definite shrinkage, man. Shit. Shit.
Oh yeah, and then so I just seeing Jay Patrick here. So that's the other thing. So I'm really looking forward to meeting up with him and Magpie, and I want to run into Newfoundland down there. Anybody else that lives in that area too. So I think the plan is we will be in that kind of Toronto-ish area sometime Tuesday. Probably like early afternoonish would be my best guess. And then not sure who we're gonna run into first, but link into someone and smoke some good weed and whatnot like that. And then I think we're pretty much gonna get up and spend the day. Probably go park at the fucking venue and just spend the day running around Toronto until it gets closer to showtime, and then go do that. So that's where we'll be. Is like I said, I wanna one of our oldest daughters, well, she paints too, but I can't get her to do artwork for me. So her best friend, who's kind of like our other daughter sort of thing, I'm gonna get her to do the TV logo, the one that Colton did up most recently. I'm gonna get her to paint that on the bottom of my skateboard. And the idea for that is at some point, I want everyone I meet on this trip to sign the bottom of the skateboard. And then once the trip's over, we'll retire the board and hang it on the wall as just like a super fucking rad memento of this trip, because it's a big one and it's going to be super cool. So another one of the reasons I want like as many signatures on that board as humanly possible.
Right. That'd definitely be super fucking cool. That's a super neat fucking memento and way to fucking do that, man.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And then there's another idea I got of we spoke about this like last year as like possible, like what would be really cool for a trophy for like the best grow of last year, which would have been Kingfisher. For like there's that company that you see on Instagram that makes like title belts or whatever. We need to get one of those for fucking best fucking butt of the fucking booth camp kind of thing. Dude, that would be the shit. Imagine Kingfisher coming and fucking walking in like that, fucking carrying his belt all fucking Stone Cold style. That'd be fucking badass. Slap that motherfucker down.
Slap that bitch down and say, who wants this motherfucker? Come
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah. Kingfish 316.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. By this time last year, people were already talking shit about their entries. I don't know if anybody's talking any shit this year. Fuck, it might just be the same goddamn. Well, it'd be a different grower, but it might be the same damn. Somebody better figure that one out. But no, fucking Kingfisher's no joke. Made it around. Other people grow with no joke, and I mean, just such a pretty plant and such fucking in style right now. But oh, I almost thought that some of this Blue Thunder Bomb would be like fucking something that I would have thrown in there just for contention, just for fun. It's got a little bit of the showy aspect to it, but she just ain't holding on to enough of a fun turf to be able to compete it, to put it up against anything. It's nice, it's loud, just nothing special. Need something a little more special to fuck around with that stuff. Frosty though. That's another reason I need to get more BAMs going too. That and fucking hell, if I find this Black Forest, that was the one that I hope she pops out very, very fucking quickly in this round, because she's another one that showed out like a son of a bitch. But she was fun because she was extra photogenic because the flowers for her they got darker. So the fucking they had the leaves on her were real dark purple, right? And they had almost that burgundy underside. And then so the flowers they kind of darkened up a little bit, and so the white trichomes on them just popped like a motherfucker. And then it had a really vibrant red hair to it. So, and that motherfucker it had that wonderful pine saw fucking distinct beautifulness that I'm looking for. I really hope this one pops out in this round, because it would be one that, yeah. But obviously it wouldn't make it to this year's booth camp, but it'd be one that I'd fuck around, find out with.
I really wish I would have brought more weed out here.
Uh-oh.
Or like one fucking joint. And I'm like, this wasn't good. Not one of my better decisions I've made, I'll admit.
Well, as I said earlier in the show, one thing we're not really particularly good at is making good decisions.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah, if there's a poster child for poor life decisions, you're looking at him.
yeah. If you look up the term "can't be trusted," fucking yes, the picture of fucking these two dipshits right here. Fucking oops. Oh well, that's all right. Oh, so you bringing all that stuff out to your fucking dad's house potentially, huh? That's fun. So yeah,
There's
what?
potentially 13 solo cups going out that way.
That's fun. So would this be something you would look at if for some breeding aspects, or just to get out, get some fire, get it looked at, possibly get some clones, or
Possibly both, or possibly all of the above.
kind
I
of an all of the above situation?
Yeah, first and foremost, it's giving me a chance to see what's there. I was talking before saying I got 8 solo cups with the Hunza Bams, each have 3 plants in them. 100% germ rate on those, so I'll snip the 2 weakest in each of the cups and just let the strongest go. I was going to flower out my favorite 3, maybe 4. Well, now this might allow me to flower out all 8 of them. Plus, I got 2 out of my 3 golden goats I germinated popped, and they're the same age. So I can do those. And, let's look and see what we got. So I think I will grow everything out till, and like I was saying, look for pre-flower and shit like that so I can make my guesses, take clones off of probably everything. As long as, because anything that looks weak, you're fucking done. I just don't got patience for your fucking lazy ass. Um, so in theory, I'll have 8 sets of clones, flip them, and then, okay, these are males. Now, it'd be really sweet if I could leave the males out at my dad's place and bring the females home or something like that. Because I could even potentially, if they're in pots, I might be able to finish them at the in-laws outside instead of bringing them inside when I'm thinking of the timeline for how everything will be in my head. Because if I bring them 4 hours south to a bit drier climate, it'll fuck them up a bit because all of a sudden they're breathing completely different air. But it is a little bit warmer, it is a little bit drier. So I might have a chance for that where I can keep an eye on them myself as well, right? Instead of asking dad, go take some shitty camera pictures with your old ass geezer eyes and send them back to me on a phone that you can barely fucking use. Um,
What you mean you can't optimize a grow that way?
No, unfortunately not. I'm not that
And then
talented.
to try to probably, I don't know if your old man's anything like my old man, but he, I'd look at it and be like, well, fuck you got my plants all fucked up, old man. You probably need to do some of this shit to fix it. He'd be like, listen here, you little motherfucker. I've been doing this shit longer. All right, so here we go, fucking. So my plants are gonna look like shit because you won't listen to. It'd be one of those situations, right?
Well, he'd feel bad and get apologetic, but in the end, nothing would fucking happen because he fucked my plants up and he doesn't know how to unfuck them. So it's, yeah, that might be an idea. So yeah, but I think the biggest thing is it gives me options. Is I can take more time, I can grow them out to a little bit bigger, because that's always my biggest problem is up potting all of these, say 13 cups that I have into 1 gallons is a bit of a shoe size upgrade. But when I go from a 1 to a 3, okay, now I don't have room for 13 fucking pots that I don't know what they are, 3 gallons, right? I do not have that kind of room in my place. But if they're outside on mom and dad's deck, where here's your fucking bucket of premixed solution with an air bubbler in there to keep the fucking water moving, so it doesn't get stagnant. And hey, dad, if these plants look dry, water them while I'm gone at work. Okay, that's okay. Now we can really see.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I need to get some of mine. Like I definitely was thinking that some of the slow goers or things that were definitely not going to be looked at for moving along my project to just go ahead and get planted out in the garden this year. You know, already late in the season, they're small little ones. It's already kind of a perfect start. Uh, and actually, right now it'd be great because I'd be hardening them off because it's hot as shit outside. So they'd kind of be getting the good old proper treatment right now. So that may have to happen. I have to hurry up, pop some other ones to go along with them. You know, get uh those 1-to-1s that I want to get out this year for the fucking tinctures too. So
Shit, that's a good point, J. Patrick. I've got a bunch of fucking red autos out there, so I'd have to be very careful with pollen and shit like that. So I wouldn't be able to flower them out there.
because you already have a bunch of reg autos out there.
Yeah. Okay, well, that would allow me to cut clones before I flip, get rid of the males as soon as they show themselves, and regrow those males like indoors or whatever back home, and watch them a little bit better than I normally would, right? Well, no, watch them as I normally would instead of just breeding the best looking one or whatever. Because we're worried of the pollen from the autos. Okay, yeah. That's didn't even think of that. Good point to bring up.
Ain't nothing like getting all excited about doing something and realizing that you are 4 seconds from shooting your own self in the foot, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure I would have fucking had that brainwave before I got there, but
Ooh, what was that fun sound?
My car, it's trying to tell me something's hooked up usually when that song moves.
Ah.
What is hooked up? I don't know. Oh, that does remind me, my fucking headphones are fucking dead, so I'll bring in a cord that can charge. I like that idea.
Be one of those like see if you could time all your timings just right or cut just right to where as soon as you had pre-sex you could like fucking pollinate those pre-sex ones but not the whole rest of the plant, so you get like, you know, fucking 30 seeds off the whole plant and only like one per bud, you know, because you hit that pre-sex one.
Yeah, that'd be all right. I've tried doing that before and it works. I've also
I haven't fucking tried that one yet.
In the freezer, I've got some Catahoula pollen from when I did the original F2 project. I'm sure it's probably doesn't work anymore, but I'm interested as hell in trying it out on something just in case. So I think I would like to touch it to the, since I don't seem to have any grapple cat seeds around. I don't know what the fuck I did with them. Must have lost them. I'm sure they'll pop up sometime. But I got the grapple cat, which is Catahoula by Grapple Fritter, and it looks like the Catahoula, which is very Chem 91, but everything else about it is Grapple Fritter, very grapey. And I would like to bring more fuel out of it, or chemi fuely out of it. So I'm thinking about trying to like kind of back cross it to that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a true back cross or not. And you know, if I get if I get 10 seeds, then I get 10 seeds, that maybe there's something cooler in there that can get me more to that grapey, friggin' fuely chemi mixture that I've been looking for. Because the very first time I grew that plant out, it was doing that. It was like, at one point in time, if I smelt the bud over here, it would smell grapey, and if I smelt the bud down and over here, it would smell fuely.
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
like,
fucking fun, man.
Yeah, and it was a great game to play. But we've grown this plant out, I think, at least 3 times by now, and it's only happened that I've noticed on the one time.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, we've kind of gotten really close to that mark before. Let's
See if we can
try
do it again.
but without
Right?
any grapple cat seeds to go back and play with, looking for males and shit. It feels like that's probably my best shot. Like I said, maybe the pollen shot, maybe it's not, but it's been sitting in a freezer for about, I think, 2.5 years now. So
I just not so long ago we just had kind of a little power outage, and the wife was cleaning out the freezer because shit, the freezer didn't make it. She pulls out this little fucking pack. She goes, "What the hell is this?" And it was fucking like last year's Ghostwalker OG pollen from the fucking plant that I had zipped, that I had vacuum sealed and
yeah,
thrown in there and shit. And the pollen looked fucking perfect. Like, so since it like was starting to warm up and stuff, I didn't want to refreeze it. So I just left it out. And so it's sitting out right now. It still looks fine. Like it's still like it's in a vial and it's fucking got rice in that vial, plus it's vacuum sealed down. There's no air. Like it might still be perfectly viable, but I'm definitely gonna find out later this season. So I'm gonna wait until like kind of that very last minute when I know I can get a good pollination. And it's gonna be the one. I'm gonna open it right there. I'm chucking it all on the fucking plant now. One plant and walking away,
yeah.
seeing what it does.
Somewhere I've got the first pollen I ever collected kicking around in a vial still. What remains of it? Some Afghani pollen. That shit would be like.
That'd be pretty fucking remarkable if that was still alive.
Yeah, it's got it. It's only been kept in a vial and that's it. Like dry stored, no room control. So hot, cold, any kind of fluctuations like that, it's been hit with. I've tried pollen that I've had stored in little plastic like baggy envelopes, kind of like the old cocaine envelope kind of or baggy things.
Oh, yeah.
And that was I think like 6 months old, 8 months old, somewhere around there, and it didn't do shit when I tried to use it again.
No, like hell, if it starts sticking to the bag like too much, and not in that fun fucking fresh polleny way, that you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, but when it has more of a clumpy fucking gross, yeah, you're like, well, that ain't gonna.
It didn't have anything. Like, it was perfectly dry stored. Like I think
still looks
something in there. Yeah, it looked fine. It just was fucking impotent or sterile by then or whatever.
So usually by that point, at least you get a good color change, where it takes on that more duller yellow than that bright, vibrant yellow. So, but anyway, it's about that time, brother. You about ready to get the fuck up out of here?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, my man. You got anything you want to tell everybody?
I don't think I do.
Don't think you do?
Have a great night, like all that shit. I don't have anything intelligent to say. Let's put it that way. Kind of. I want everyone to have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us and do the like and subscribe and all that shit. We appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. Do that. Fucking do like, subscribe. Drag some of your friends in here to have a fucking fun sesh with us, and join the Discord. Do all those fun things. We keep growing this bigger and bigger year by year. We want to keep the fucking good, fun, positive vibe going. So tell everybody. Yeah. And with that, get the fuck up out of here. Where is it? It's right here. Go.
Take this worry away from me, my final bed to lay. I prison, and I dug myself a hole. The pain I had buried me. The youth that want me turned me cold. I need asylum in prison. Forgotten and buried. Forgotten and buried. Well, I get so nervous thinking about the future. 'Cause I've been wrong before. Well, I get so nervous thinking about the future. 'Cause I've been wrong before. Well, I get so nervous thinking about the future. I've been wrong before. Yeah, 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 yeah. I've been so wrong. I've been so wrong. I've been so wrong. I've been so wrong. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Peace out, everyone. Have a great night.